Thanks for tuning into the Il Mercato weekly wine tasting. Today, I'm with Tal from Selected Brands, and he was here once before. Actually, our first one, way back. God, that was so long ago.
It's been 3 months.
It's at least, I know.
Yeah.
And we're doing Pinots today. We're doing Pinot Blanc. We're doing Pinot Gris. We're doing Pinot Noir.
I thought it'd be a fun theme because Pinot Noir obviously is a grape that most people are familiar with, maybe for some of the wrong reasons based on the Sideways movie, but it's also, one of the things you should take away from that movie is how difficult a grape it is really to cultivate, and that's why it generally demands a higher price point, although I think that they're priced immaculately here on the wine list, but also the fact that it's genetically unstable in a lot of ways. Pinot Noir has many different mutant clones, of which some have turned into their own popular varieties, like Pinot Gris, which is the grape variety in northern Italy that makes the popular Pinot Grigio. And we'll start off the first wine with the Raptor Ridge Pinot Gris, which is one of my favorite small wineries. It's actually a mom and pop. They produce about 6,500 cases a year, most of which goes into this lovely cuvee.
This wine, I mean, very typical Pinot Gris to me. Not meaning that it's any lesser, just meaning that right away I'm saying this Pinot Gris. I get that lemon meringue right on the nose.
Yeah.
I mean, instantly, if you just put it up, take it away, that's the nose you get. And then it goes a little bit deeper. You get a little nuttiness, and also some kind of like a pineapple-y note as well.
For me, Pinot Gris always starts off with green apples. And then also with Pinot Gris, especially when it's done in the late harvest style, which is popular, you also get some of that honey. So it's like apples dipped in honey.
Exactly.
It's like,
which is
like
closer
Rosh
to the
Hashanah.
next one that we'll be tasting.
Yeah.
And this one right here is great food wine. Pinot Gris to me is one of the ultimate food wines for me, because of its richness. This Pinot Blanc, the next one, let's talk about this a little bit before we drink.
The Humbrecht family is one of the, in my mind, the world's greatest white wine producer, especially for aromatic varieties. Maybe in Burgundy, there's a few people that would lay claim to that. But when you taste the Humbrecht wines, they're unmistakable. Yeah. I mean, they really all demonstrate what they are supposed to be so eloquently.
And this one is a gorgeous wine.
Yeah.
This one really jumps out of the glass. Again, but that first note you do get also with this Pinot Blanc, you do get that apple, but then there's so many different layers to this particular wine, where I actually get a foie note, a foie gras note, which is really strange, but I get it on the nose and on the palate.
It's really provocative. Pretty much every time I put my nose back in a glass, I think of a new, different fruit that I wasn't thinking of before. It's very exotic. It almost feels like a Sauvignon. It has like that honeyed kind of beeswax kind of character.
Very like a honeycomb. Yeah. And, but also it has a green herbal note to it as well.
There's a little herb, there's a little hay, kind of like you're walking into a barn, like a wet grain.
Yeah, but not that barnyard Pinot Noir thing. It's more of a hay dust, which I'm extremely allergic to.
But we deliberately chose German Pinot Noir because we're running out of places in the world that are delivering such value for your money for Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir has become a real commodity, and it's overplanted in a lot of places, and there's a lot of really mediocre, innocuous bottlings.
This is also, something that you're not going to expect to get a good Pinot Noir from Germany, and this is from the Pfalz. And it's fantastic. It's Blauburgunder, which on this bottle, which I thought was interesting, that Becker puts Pinot Noir on there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that name recognition. When you're smelling it and tasting it, you get an old world feel for it. It's by no means a new world style.
By no means international. It is very traditional. In fact, it reminds me of the great wines of the Beaune in Burgundy. The label is designed to make the customer feel at home. Because German wine labels do tend to be so difficult to read in terms of, they list, the order in which they harvested the grapes, and it just can be very confusing. But what is not confusing is really how precise this Pinot Noir is on the nose and on the palate. Yeah. It's going to be a lot leaner than what most people are expecting if you're tasting, if you're thinking German wines are sweet, or if you're thinking that it's going to taste like California wines. It's definitely leaner in
It's
style.
very focused. The nose
Yeah,
is
exactly.
extremely focused.
It's a
lean.
provocative food wine. For me, this is not a cocktail. This is not something you're going to be
It's
drinking.
got
you know.
really focused cherry note right away, and then it has that some spice in there, hard spice, coriander, cinnamon. Really, really nice. Our next wine and our last wine, the Jules Taylor Marlborough. This one we have here at the restaurant. This is one of our big sellers. It's what people expect when they order a Pinot Noir. They want that cherry to jump out of that glass. They want the spice. They want the acidity. They want the balance with the tannins. And this really kind of provides everything that you want. Great food wine.
Absolutely.
Very typical of what you're going to get out of New Zealand for.
I mean, immediately, I don't know if it's if you can see it at home, but you got an old world wine here that's sort of watery towards the rim, and then a wine with a significantly darker hue, a really sexy hue in the center of that. It's like.
And the nose is
lipstick, I mean.
completely different. This is really showing the fruit, different fruit right away. And also, a little bit of tomato leaf on the nose too.
Yeah, which is a lot of fun too. I'm glad that you pointed that out because I often get that from
Yeah.
Italian Pinot Nero and things like that. But that's a sign. Generally, that's a sign of a ripe, a really, perhaps even an overripe style of Pinot Noir. That tomato leaf character.
This one has a really strong the cherry, and then it goes to some cranberry.
Yeah,
A lot
darker fruit.
more fruit notes in this. Again, just a different
Different expression.
different expression of Pinot
altogether.
Noir completely.
Yeah, different
Really
altogether.
interesting. Thank you very much, and we'll see you.
see you next week.
Yeah, next week. Salud.
We're going to start off with our first wine of the night. So let's give it a quick swirl and see what we pick up as far as aromas.
I'm going with Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, it's an old world wine.
Old world?
Spain or Italy
Okay.
or something.
When I was smelling it, it reminded me like a Loire Valley Chenin.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Malvasia Seco, El Grifo.
Tobacco?
It might be him, but that's what I smell.
All right, so we have tobacco. What else are you picking up?
Could be Merlot, but it's definitely California appellation. It's no specific region. It's,
Wine snob in the house.
Very good on the palate. Leren Tinto Tempranillo.
wine I would serve cold. Honestly, I would serve it.
There's a Cabernet made in Chile that tastes like this.
What else is taking you?
Oh, just the familiarity of taste, that's all.
La Postel, Cabernet.
You nailed it there, bud. Chilean Cab.
Chilean Cab. California wine.
Alexander Valley Cabernet.
If it's your wine, you're not allowed to guess.
It's not mine.
You only get that from Spanish wines.
Remember, Spanish wines, they use American oak, so they give you
That's
that
American
same
oak with
profile.
Tempranillo. That's what it smells like. New American oak with Tempranillo. When it's old school Rioja, it's also smells like it's. Oh,
It's definitely a blend.
Okay. But why Bordeaux? Why are you going Bordeaux? Rioja.
There you go, Tom.
Thank you guys for joining us, and a special thanks to Tal Cohen from Selected Brands. Now, in the next coming weeks, we will be having a sake tasting and a champagne and sparkling wine tasting. Stay tuned, and we will see you next time.
Alexander.